once in a while, someone discovers something that changes our lives and creates a multi-billion-dollar industry, from the telephone to television, aircraft to spacecraft, from AC to the PC. What's changing our lives now is the Internet. In the cyber economy, a few companies have already established strong brand identities with names such as Yahoo or InfoSeek or Netscape. Others have quietly captured niche markets, markets that promise strong, sustained growth. For example, Fort Lauderdale-based Sportsline. Sportsline delivers sports information over the Internet. Although less than 2 years old, Sportsline has caught the attention of major backers and last month joined forces with CBS, the network acquiring 22% of Sportsline with the option to raise its stake to a third. That 5-year deal valued at $100 million. Today, we introduce you to this young competitor that just might have what it takes.
If you think it was Tyra Banks who sent out shockwaves over the Internet at the All-Star Cafe in New York City last December, you're mistaken. In the world of cyberspace, Sportsline, a young Fort Lauderdale-based company, drew all the hits. Sportsline's broadcast this charity event live on the Internet. The webcast was an historic first.
Sportsline.com. Tommy, can we take a short break? We'll come back.
It's a great event, and people could actually watch it from their homes or offices, and it's really the first of many live webcasts to come for Sportsline.
Michael Levy is the visionary behind Sportsline. He got the idea while watching bowl games in January 1994.
The thought just hit me. There was not good information on sports available online, and I thought there'd be a great opportunity to be the first one to do it.
Sportsline launched in August 1995, aiming to define a new marketplace. Today, the website offers news, information, entertainment, and merchandise to sports fans around the globe.
We don't cover only the major sports. For example, here's the Ironman triathlon. Here you'll see the swimmer actually starting out swimming. Shows what his leg looks like, and now he'll switch to the bike. And this is the course of the bike.
Company has a powerful lineup of supporters. CBS has taken an equity stake. That followed alliances with venture capital firm Kleiner Perkins, TCI, Reuters, and New York Life. But its chief competitor is a Goliath, ESPN Net Sports Zone, backed by heavy hitters ESPN and Starwave CEO Paul Allen.
ESPN's venture, along with Starwave, has the advantage of leverage and has the advantage of ESPN's sports network to sort of launch off of. But Sportsline is neck and neck with them, and in many ways has gotten leverage and relationships in the sporting, mass sports industry that others don't have. And they're really one of the powers to be reckoned with on sports on the web.
Cameras are here, the lights are bright.
See, I'm putting up
the Hi Mom sign.
I'm putting up the Hi Mom sign, by the way.
True professionals.
What do you think, Howard, about the 2 weeks in between Super Bowls?
I've never been a fan of it. I don't think I'm in the minority there. I think most people don't like it, but I understand.
Sportsline has enlisted a roster of sports celebrities for its websites. Among them, Pete Sampras, Arnold Palmer, Monica Seles, Joe Montana, and in a major coup, Shaquille O'Neal signed away from Microsoft Network.
I'll show you the Shaquille O'Neal site, a few samples on Shaquille O'Neal. Now, this site generates over 1 million page views a month. And just to give you an idea of some of the crazy things that are here, we have Shaquille O'Neal's growth chart here. But if you'd like to see the progress Shaquille made in growing up, we have a nice little chart that illustrates that. You can see Shaq as he matures to the present day.
Sportsline's business model focuses on 3 primary sources of revenue. Advertising on its web pages accounts for 2/3 of the bottom line, with the rest coming from subscriptions and merchandise.
Traditionally, the advertisers that we're bringing to Sportsline are the same ones that are spending over $4.5 billion annually in sports television. And so these advertisers, the same ones that are advertising in the middle of football games and baseball games and hockey games, are coming to Sportsline. Some of them have relationships with athletes. A good example of that would be Shaquille O'Neal.
When we bring Pepsi in as a sponsor for the Shaquille O'Neal site, we charge them based on the number of page views that would be seen on that site. And typically a sponsor will buy advertising based on 1 million page views per month.
To stay competitive, Sportsline does its own advertising. Promoting its sports website, You guessed it, on the internet.
We're one of the largest advertisers on the internet. We have about 50 million banner ads a month that we place on other sites on the internet, search engines and other major websites like Netscape and Microsoft. And we target these banners to sports fans, and those banners bring people directly to the Sportsline site.
But in a corporate world that is profit-driven, Sportsline comes up short, at least for now. Despite rising revenues, Levy projects first profits not before 1998. A public offering is also being considered. Yet Sportsline is at the dawn of a new medium, and to make it succeed, Levy calls on his most valuable assets.
I think the real success of Sportsline has been in the right selection of the people who work here. We have such dedicated sports statisticians, newsmen. We have great radio personnel. We have a lively, energetic group that know sports and really want to make it happen for sports fans.
If you talk to an engineer and say, how'd you like to live in Fort Lauderdale, work on a service that's dedicated to sports, it's on the internet, it's on the World Wide Web, and we'd like you to stay on the bleeding edge with every latest, greatest technology and showcase things. Engineers usually say, you know, what's wrong with this picture?
Welcome back to the big show, everybody. It's Hot Job with Sid the Kid kicking it for you.
What you see now is the Sportsline blimp. Now, this is a virtual blimp right now, but in the future, we'd like to see a real Sportsline blimp that hovers over some of the great sports events in America.
Mike Levy hopes Sportsline will one day have the name brand recognition of ESPN or Sports Illustrated.
Sportsline employees liken their young company to HBO in the early days of cable television, and after their alliance with CBS, it looks as though they could become very successful indeed.